Is frequency in use? I'm sure it's not. I've been listening for quite a while here. Getting set up. So this is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. Is there any emergency or party traffic? I would suggest there wasn't, because you'd be hot to trot to get on here to tell me something. But if there is an emergency, call 911, and if you can, call us. If you can't do that, you may break in for any time. For information on the net, you can go to YouTube right now and see the surface of my radio, at least the display of my radio, I should say. It's not the top surface. And see how your signal strength compares to others. You can also listen to stations you might not otherwise hear from your station, and get an idea of how you can improve your station, if at all. You might be on a bad location, so sometimes we have to live with our own handicaps. You can also go to, for information on Simplex, go to 146.415.net, 146.415.net. It's got all kinds of neat information on Simplex, and also go to groups.io and put in MJSS for Mount Juliet Simplex Society. That's in their search block. It's groups.India Oscar. And or you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net, and I can tell you where to go in the real sense, in the figurative sense. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Saturday and Wednesday. I said that backwards. We conduct the net tonight on 146.415 FM and 28.415 upper sideband and 223.415 upper sideband. On FM. Purpose of that is to have fun. And we can help each other, which we do. We do it through the email program on the groups site, the MJSS and groups, where we buy and sell equipment. We trade technical information, you get recommendations for better stations, etc. Happens all the time. And there's almost around 200. I haven't looked at them the last few days, but there's 195 to 200 people on there who obviously are interested in Simplex. And we also do give reminders for the nets and other activities. In fact, announcements. But the announcements I have are these. I don't have any announcements other than Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's to those everywhere at the sound of my voice. Looks like we're gonna have a finish of a good week, I think. Not gonna snow, it said so anyway, but let's see, what else do I have? No breakfast this Saturday. It is actually going to be, remember, it's the second weekend of the month, which is second Saturday of the month, which I believe is going to be, since this is the last Saturday, it's going to be 2 weeks from this Saturday for the second Saturday. So spend a lot of time with your families, better than spending time with us eating breakfast anyway. Does anybody have any other announcements? Oh yeah, this is net number 963, and we're starting from the east. But does anybody have any other announcements other than the 10-meter net that's on Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. on 28.415, the same net we do tonight, except on a different day. Except his is on 7:30, and except his is done by Michael, KM4YRF. But everything else is the same. Any other announcements?
No, but I was ready to jump in there.
Yeah, I'm too quick sometimes, or too slow. It depends on the day. All righty. And see, I could announce the Saturday night net, but that's too complicated. Or nets, I should say. The cavalcade nets, of course, is on Saturday night, where we do 7 separate nets on one night. It's a feat that's unsurpassed that I know of in the whole wide world. Who else? Any other announcements? All righty. We'll be taking check-ins. It's back showing SWR again. This radio is funky. All right, we're taking check-ins from the east, but first we're taking short on time mobile or first time check-ins.
K3CTP. Kilo 4 Bravo Whiskey Alpha.
All right, got 2 in there. These first we had Brian in there. Hold on, where Ricky. It was KA3CTP. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing okay. It's short on time. Only about 4 blocks from the house, but here just fine here in Hendersonville.
Very good. Let's hope it stays that way. Anything else for that?
No, everything's good.
All right, very good. Keep up the good work. Living the batch life, at least for the moment. Oh, almost the batch life. Anyway, Ricky, you're up next. Oh, by the way, it was Brian, Kilo Alpha 3, Charlie Tango Papa, and he's in Hendersonville. And we had Ricky, K4WBA, up in Portsmouth.
Yeah, K4BWA. Just wanted to holler at you. heard last night that you had your 700 up, and I wanted to see how well. I'm checking it out now with your little meter there. It's definitely picking me up a whole lot better. I love it. Anyway, I got to be in and out tonight. God bless everybody out there. 73, all that good stuff, and Happy New Year. K4 BWA.
Yeah, very good, Ricky. Good to have you in there. That's Ricky in Portsmouth. Of course, he does, that's Kilo 4 Bravo Whiskey Alpha, and he does the Simplex Net. It's on Thursday nights, which is tomorrow night. And that's on 147 555 Simplex. Of course, 555 147 555 7 p.m. I was wrong about that. 7 p.m. Excuse me. Right, Ricky?
Yeah, Roger.
Very good. 7 p.m. Thursday nights. Kilo 4 Bravo Whiskey Alpha. And that's important. You point your antennas toward Portland. Who else is short on time or mobile?
K4TNR mobile.
May, how are you doing tonight? KN4TNR. You doing okay?
K4TNR. Yes, Kevin. Normally in Bethpage, but I'm mobile in Hendersonville right now.
Well, you're coming in real good here. You see, you got a good signal. I wouldn't have been able to tell. You might have about the same signal now as you do at home.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm not exactly sure how far it is by way of the crow flying, but you're sounding good here. So I thought I'd check in before I go into the woods, maybe get a bad signal.
Oh, very good. No, you're doing good with an S9, but Hendersonville, I'm only about 6 miles, I think, south of the lake. And so Hendersonville is on the other side of that lake. So it's not too big of a stretch.
Well, that explains it. Guess I need to look at a map a little closer.
Yeah, very good. No, I catch most things in Hendersonville, unless somebody's on an HT, sitting on a boat or something. Well, even in a boat, I've heard people in the. I had at one of the hams we have here. He checks in. He was checking in from his kayak.
Well, how does 15 watts sound?
No, it sounds great. You're doing about S8 on that last transmission.
Okay, well, cool. I'll try to check in a little more frequently, but it's good talking to you, and have a good night. 73.
Very good. That was Kevin, a Kilo 4 Tango November Romeo, and he's normally in Bethpage, but today he's mobile in Hendersonville. Who else is short on time mobile or first time checking? All righty, then we'll start taking check-ins from the east. Please come now.
KM4YRF.
Hello, Michael. You're still, that antenna's holding up well, I take it.
Yeah, it's actually doing really well.
Well, I don't expect it. I expect it would properly brazed.
Yeah, that was just a really, really bad solder joint on that. I was surprised by that a little bit. Now I just got to order the new top section, and it'll be back almost new.
Well, you got that number off of their site, didn't you?
No, not yet. I haven't even looked into it yet.
Well, I have it in my phone where it's in front of me. That's why I don't see it. But yeah, I've got that number if you need it. It's RF Engineering, I believe, or RF. I forget what it is now. But it's actually, it's the division of Diamond's, a division of them.
DX Engineering.
No. It's RF something. It's not DX.
All right, just send that to me when you get a minute.
All right, very good. Sounds good. Anything else?
No, not really. Got one more day to work this week, and then off 4 days, and so life is good. Nothing else. Back to net control. Comment?
Hey, go ahead. Comment.
Would it be RF parts?
Yeah, it's RF parts. That's too simple. Yeah, thanks, Carlin. I couldn't think of parts. Isn't that terrible? Parts and pieces. Yeah, it's RF parts, and I got the number for them, but I don't have it in front of me at the moment. Anyway, that was Michael here in Mount Juliet. He's only a couple miles from the KM4YRF. Who else is east? East or north?
TE4TWI.
Hello, Wes. We talked at length. Anything happen in the meantime?
No, dog's asleep. I think it's cozy in here. I thought I'm usually not the first one to get in, but I'm glad I'm on 5 watts. I'm pointing right at you.
Oh, yeah, well, you're 5 watts. I don't know what the gain is on that beam you have, but it's doing well with it on 7 on 5 watts.
All right, everything's good here just north of Possum Town. Nothing to report. KE4TWI.
All righty, that was Wes, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India, and an undisclosed location just north of Possumtown, Tennessee. Who else is north?
Comment.
Hey, go ahead, Michael.
Man, he was 30 over to me. That was Tom Watts.
That's because you're sucking it all up, man. I get the tail end of that.
Yeah, Michael, you're permanent. Whew. Man, I need one of those. Actually, that's what Rick in National City needs.
Do you think you can afford a $1,300 log periodic?
Nah.
Why don't you build them one?
I could do that.
Might have to. I got plans for that on the web.
I'm gonna look for it.
All right, just look under the file section there in the groups.io thingy.
All right, I'll do it, Paul. Back to control.
All right, very good. That was Wes. That wasn't Wes. That was Michael. But Wes, KE4TWI again. Who else is on North?
WB0NO1.
Hello, Mark. Everything going well for you Christmas week?
Going well. All calming down now. Got some downtime and enjoying it.
Downtime. Downtime, you mean, in other words, none of your kids or grandkids are there, right?
Exactly.
Because you shouldn't have any downtime besides what the station engineer wants from you.
Yeah, well, that's true. But, you know, busy is relative to age.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're in the same game I am. You know, we're getting a raise as of the first of the month, or next month, on Social Security. So I'm going to have to do even less because I can't do any more than I'm doing now for that money.
Oh, yeah. Me too. That was nice. What was it? 5% or something like that.
I don't even. I thought it was 3 point something, but I didn't pay that much attention. Being independently poor, it wouldn't make that much difference.
Yeah, well, that's true. It just doesn't matter. And it seems like you get a little raise on one end and then they take it off the other.
Yeah, that's it. Well, what was I when I was working way back in the 70s? I worked for I won't say what it is. It doesn't matter what it was. It was in a hospital, but it was a hospital, and they were giving us a 5 cent an hour raise. And I told my boss, I go, apparently they need the money more than I do.
Yeah. Of course, you know, 5 cent an hour raise in the 70s. You know, I don't know. I guess that was maybe $10 an hour era.
No, in 73, 74 for what I was doing was getting me about, I don't know, $5 to $7 an hour, something like that at the time.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. It's not easy. But anyway, doesn't matter now. Anyway, have a good evening. I'll be listening. WB0NO1.
Yeah, I remember some of my the generation that preceded you and me. I remember them telling me when I was, my lowest wage was $1, aside from shoveling snow, but it was $1.10 an hour. And I remember as I grew up, and then I met some people who, you know, they said, well, I was working for 50 cents an hour in 1930, so I'm like, 50 cents an hour? Holy crap. You work 40 hours for $20, man, minus taxes.
Yeah, but you know, it was hard to spend $20 a week on groceries.
Oh yeah, my mother tells me the story when my dad had one job. It was an okay job. He worked for an insurance company. And I don't know what he did. It was, you know, he had a business degree, so he was working for an insurance company. And he took a job because he was an experienced welder, so he took a job at a local aircraft plant. And he went from like $20 a week to, I'm going to say 40. It might have been 20, you know, from like 15 to 40. My mother said she wasn't sure what she was going to do with all the money.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember when I was in high school, I had a friend's brother who hired on to Chrysler as an engineer, and he was a few years older than me, maybe 4 or 5. But anyway, I think he was making. I think he said he got $10,000 a year as a mechanical engineer at Chrysler. We thought he was just really rolling in the dough.
It's funny you mentioned that. I remember when I was probably 16 or 17, I thought, if I could just make 10 grand a year, I'd be the happiest man in the world.
Yep. But that's back when groceries were $20 a week too, so big difference. It's all relative.
Yeah, well, it's like talking about old times. I know that when I was, I don't know, probably in the 50s, we get 5 loaves of cheap bread for $1. So that's like, it's so stupid now when you think about it. And bread's $2 to $5, depending upon what you get. Anyway, that was Mark, Whiskey Bravo Zero, November, Oscar, talking about times we'll never see again. Anyway, who else is north?
KD4 VUW, Carlin. It ain't the town best pay.
Hope you're making more than 50 cents an hour, Carlin.
No, I'm on that Social Security stuff. I've been retired since I was 2013. When I finally gave up trying to find another job, and I just started taking care of my daddy and my stepmother until they passed away. She passed away in 16, and he passed away in 18. So, but the talking about the Social Security raise, you didn't give one. Nobody got one. Your raise was 3.2%, but Medicare went up 6.1%. So they wiped out your raise and then took part of last year's.
Yeah, but that doesn't even take into account, as you know, Carlin. Inflation was how much last year?
I forgot what it was. What was it, 8 or 11% or something?
Well, it was way more than the raise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what gets me is on YouTube. They got all this on here where we're getting ready to get this great big, they're going to pass this big Century at 21 thing, and they're going to increase everybody's Social Security, all this stuff. I've been watching that stuff. I get so tired, looking at other stuff, and then when I come back to the YouTube main page, there's them jokers up there all talking about how they know this and this, and they're getting ready to pass this and this, and they ain't going to do nothing. Biden just gives, I think, some federal workers, I forgot who they were. I read a story over on my blog. What is that bunch? Microsoft Edge. I read a story over there where he just gave them over 5% raise. I'm going like, wait a minute. I mean, Social Security, we get 3.2, but they turn around and give these federal employees over 5. What, I guess he had to buy some votes some way or another. So I don't know. Well, anyway, just curious. I look a little stronger on you down there on your 700. I've been sitting there watching the signal kind of drift up and down on everybody. You kind of drifted from an S9 up to an S30. You're kind of staying up around an S30 now. See, who was that a minute ago that was on the, I guess, on a beam or something on a walkie-talkie? I think Mike said he had a 30 on him. I forgot who that was. I had an S3 on him up here. So I'd say he's doing pretty good. And he was running 5 watts.
Yep. Yeah, that was west in just north of Possum Town. So I'm south from him. I'm southwest and or southwest. I'm not sure which. And to you, I'm assuming he's northwest or northwest.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I seem to be stronger on your new antenna up there now.
Oh yeah, no, you sound great. You're doing great. It's so much better on this on a working great antenna. I mean, the other one I had was fine, that tram, but it's hands down that one's the loser on this contest.
Yeah, and that was Mike, I think, was talking about his antenna that fell in the wind, and he found some bad solder joints or something in it.
Yeah, the base solder joint was bad on the whole mast, on the whole vertical assembly.
Yeah, that's why it's always a good idea, just pull that entire antenna out of that fiberglass and inspect it all. You never know. Just because it's new don't mean it's perfect or it's right. So it's a good idea, especially when you're going to have to stick it up on something and you get it up there and then it ain't right and have to take it back down. Yeah. It's a great idea. Just inspect it before you even think about sticking it up. So, but anyway, here we're going to get some snow. And I went and filled up the old truck. That was if I needed to go anywhere, I wouldn't have to go in the new truck. So, or my newer truck, let's put it that way. So, went and put about 11. There's over half a tank of gas in it. I figure if I gotta go anywhere, I'll go in the old truck. It's paid for. It's and I would much rather if if I have to get out in the snow or something, and somebody's out playing and decides that I make a good tree or something, I'd rather it get tore up than the newer one. So anyway. Don't know about the snow situation. I don't think the weather people will do either, but we just gotta take it with a grain of salt, I reckon. Anyway, I guess I'll shut up and clear out of here. That way you can get some more check-ins. And you're sounding great up there. Like I said, watching the signals bounce up and down on various people and stuff. You're going from an S9 all the way up to about an S30 to an S40. So I don't know if it's windy down there or not, or if that's airplanes going over causing refractions of the RF. I don't know what's going on there with that. But anyway, you're not the only one that's doing it to, so don't feel bad. Anyhow, we'll turn it back over to you. That way you can get some more check-in. So this is KD4 VUW Carlin up here on Bethpage.
Yeah, very good, Carl. Yeah, your signal is actually fading. Well, not fading. It's just moving up and down in signal strength, and you can hear some of that background noise change. It is interesting. I don't know why I was doing it because it seemed pretty calm out there. Anyway, that was Kilo Delta 4 Victor Uniform Whiskey Carlin in Bethpage, Angeltown. Who else is north? North or west?
KG4 ILV, Jack and Donaldson.
Oh, Jack. I was thinking about you when I posted that thumbnail for the net tonight.
Yeah, I like that.
That's one of my favorites. It always brings back great memories.
Yeah, that's about all I got left is great memories.
I'm trying to make new ones, but I don't remember them after I do them.
That's the good part about it. You don't have to worry about it.
I know. I haven't got the strength to make any great memories.
Yeah, same here. Well, I'll let you go. I'll let somebody else check in. Thanks for doing the net, Paul. KG4 ILV. And I hope you had a good Christmas.
Oh, yeah, you too. I'm sure you did. That was Jack, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. He's in Donaldson. Who else is west?
KC4TNQ.
Hey, very good, Charles. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. If this pinched nerve in my shoulder and it would go away, it'd be awesome.
Oh, man. Don't talk to me about pinched nerves, man. Or muscle spasms is my problem. I've had a pinched nerve before, and it was horrible.
Yeah, I've been dealing with it for about 2 weeks now. I wish he'd go away.
What do they tell you to do for that?
Well, I ain't talked to nobody. I've just been putting the heat pad on it when it's really giving a problem. But usually it wakes me up about 2:30 in the morning.
You know, when I had one in my neck and it affected my left shoulder, I went to physical therapy, and I thought, yeah, right. So anyway, I did, and actually we worked it out, and it was unbelievable. It hasn't been back since.
And so what did they do for you? Because it's definitely my left shoulder and arm.
Well, I had to lay down. I was laying down on almost like a regular, not a table, but a table that had a reclining on it. Kind of like a chiropractic table. And I just remember doing some stretching exercises. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but because what happens is that the compression in those those what do you call it? The spinal pieces there. It was affecting one nerve as it passed through there. Oh, I know what I had to do. I had to work my way back. Like pushing back on your chin to push your whole neck. In other words, laying back and pushing your chin back, which hurt a great deal to even do that because it was affecting those nerves. But I kept doing it, and I kept doing it as I went to physical therapy, and I practiced it at home, and it went away. It never came back.
Yeah, I think mine started when I was driving, being wiggling around and jerked around. So I think that's when it started. But anyway, had a good Christmas. My daughter's in from Seattle, so she's got to go back this weekend. So it's good to see her for at least a week. And went around and see some family members, and I just took it easy today.
Yeah, very good. I heard, yeah, you haven't seen her. I heard them say on the other net that you had first time home in 2 years, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah, some of my family members hadn't seen them in 5, so that was, because she'd been away, and when she come in, she was only here for a short time, and we didn't get around to everybody.
Oh, I got you. So that was a real nice Christmas then.
Oh, it's always great having my daughter in. So yeah, she's my only one, so I'm kind of keen on her though, right?
Oh, I imagine you are. I just assume my boys not contact me at all. How's that?
No, I don't believe that a minute. But anyway, y'all have a good evening. Good talking to you. Hope everyone has a great New Year's, and we'll catch you later. KC14Q.
Yeah, very good. That's Charles. He's in West Nashville. Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November Quebec. Who else is west? Nobody west. We got east, north, or west.
KB9RKK.
You were going to wait for me to come back there, were you, for the lollygaggers?
I was till you said north again.
Well, yeah, might as well. We don't have rules about that. So how's it goes, it Frank?
Okay, a little late here. I was going to tell you, I didn't realize it. I'm still laughing. I finally saw that little video you sent me with the front room and the Peter Francis Tracy.
So which one was it?
The Chicago trivia, the Jeopardy.
Oh man, I forgot which one that was now. Sometimes I send stuff out, and it's been a while since I sent that out.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago, and I just seen it, but I'm like, oh man, I missed that. Let me see that. And I was like, I was at work, and they're like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, you had to be from Chicago to understand it.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up, what I sent to you, because it was, I like it. If I see something that appeals, I knew would appeal to certain people, I just send it to them because they might not have seen it, That was a good one, I remember.
Yeah, it had the gunshots, and the guy's like, oh yeah, that's a 22, that's a Glock 21 with in the back seat of an Acura, or whatever, Hyundai Accord from the back seat with the windows rolled down. It's like he described the whole thing, and then the north side guy's like, hey, wait a minute, that ain't fair, it ain't the south sider.
Yeah, did you ever see many of those on Twitter? It's Steve Inman, INMAN, and he does like a sports cast, play by play on fights and shootings and car accidents and all those kinds of. That sounds funny though.
Yeah, well, the one that got me was, all right, I'll take Chicago slang for 600. What do you call the big room that you walk into when you first come in through the door? And first the guy goes, dang, and he's like, the living room, and the host goes, what are you, from the suburbs or something? The other guy, and he goes, French room, not front room, but French. You got to pronounce it incorrectly like they do in Chicago.
Is that real common, is it there?
Yeah, they get the R and the O's. It ends up being French because they're saying front and they're like abbreviated. It's a Great Lakes thing, and they say French room.
Yeah, it's one of those things though. I mean, it's every area seems to have its idiosyncrasies about language.
Yeah, you get out into the suburbs and it kind of goes away. It's a city thing. They call it French room, and they have like their little things that they say, and that are even the names of certain food objects, food things are different in the older part. And then you get out into that's why they were picking on the suburbs. They're like, these people will say they're from Chicago, but they're at least 30 minutes out, and they named the town. It was funny, but the funniest is when they said, oh, we'll be right back after these commercial break, and they go to like a 40-year-old commercial that seems to never stop running about the Peter Francis Tracy, the lawyer for the info tapes for bankruptcy. It's like those commercials are like been going on for years.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I got it where I grew up in Niagara Falls, and the largest big city was Buffalo. Of course, Toronto was 90 miles away, but that was in Canada. I'd meet people in Florida where I lived for 35 years, and with the one guy, he said, "Where are you from?" And if he was from New York, I said, "Oh yeah." Especially if I recognized an accent, I knew was from that area of Western New York, that vicinity. And I asked this one guy, I said, "Where are you from?" He says, "Buffalo." I said, "Really? What part of Buffalo?" He goes, "Because Buffalo has like Chicago, not as big as Chicago, obviously, but a lot of suburbs, a lot. These little towns attached to it." And he goes, "Lewiston." I go, "Well, why didn't that's not? I know where that is. That's not Buffalo. Why'd you say Buffalo?" He goes, "Because I didn't think you knew where Lewiston was." I go, "But I didn't ask you where I You thought I knew where you were from. I asked you where you were from. It doesn't matter if I know. And Lewiston is like farther away from Buffalo than I was, and I would never say I was from Buffalo because I wasn't from Buffalo.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's what that joke was about. Like they'll say they're from Chicago, but it's really not. Yeah. So but no, I appreciate it. Thank you. What I'm trying to say is thank you for saying that. It was a good laugh. That commercial is what actually cracked me up the most. That, and plus we had the discussion. I don't know if it was at the breakfast or what, about that French room, and that was on there. So I was like, oh, that's probably why he sent it to me.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Now I'm guessing people often will say, "Well, where are you from?" And they go, "Chicagoland."
Yeah, that's probably the more proper way, which encompasses part of northern Indiana, that whole bottom corner of the lake till about the Fox River. Then when you get to the other side of it, it's technically, they might be now because everything keeps growing, but technically it's probably not. Yeah, that's because even they refer to themselves as the Chicagoland area dealers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I understand why. I do understand why, because they're also appealing to that population because it's huge.
Yeah, when I was there, it was 6 million. There was 11 million in the state. 6 million were in that area, in the Chicagoland area. So that goes to show you where all the people are at.
Oh yeah, well, Chicago. It's interesting. Pound for pound, they have more crime than New York City does.
It's called Chirac for a reason.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, they're like the poster child for handgun abuse, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess their laws aren't quite as bad as California's. Is close, but they definitely don't seem to work there. Yeah. Nah, I tell you, that's never actually lived in Chicago. Would never want to. I was always terrified that I was going to hear my dad say we're moving there. Like, no.
Yeah, but well, though actually, I'm told that Memphis and New Orleans and maybe Baton Rouge have as bad of a violent crime rate as Chicago, which is not as many, but just as bad as a percentage. Anyway, let me move on. Good to have you in there, Frank. We're glad you enjoyed the joke. That was Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo, and he's here in the northwest corner of Mount Juliet, almost in Davidson County. Who else is east, north, or west?
Okay, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo.
So how's things going in the big city, Antioch?
Doing good. Nothing special though. No traffic. See you on the next one.
Yeah, I'm not hearing any gunshots in the background.
No, that was at Opry Mills tonight.
Oh, was it really? They have a problem over there, did they?
Yeah, I think there was a fight and somebody was yelling, shots fired and whatnot. So they went on lockdown and all that.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons I don't go to Opry Mills.
Yeah, it's the reason.
Oh, the other reason is I kind of like to be among English speakers.
Yeah, it's changed.
No, it has. It has changed since I got here. It's kind of, not that that's a horrible thing. I'm just saying that it's a lot different than, it's more like a the United Nations, isn't it? Which isn't bad. I'm used to that. It's just I kind of like Mount Juliet. Anyway, that was Greg, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, and he is in Antioch. Who else is west or south?
K4KQ.
Hey, Tony. You did see you had what was the number up to? Did you see the number on that Santa Net? How many people viewed it?
I think the last number I saw was like 82 or 83.
Yeah, it was up there, more than last year.
Well, that's what you wanted.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all good. I was just happy to see that.
Yep, that's good. Yeah, it was a good bit, and we'll pack it up, break it out again next year.
Yeah, if we're able. If I'm not disabled. No, I got it. We'll be fine, I'm sure.
Yeah, think positive.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not worried. Anything else for the net, Tony?
No, that's about it.
Yeah. There was also a nice comment on there about how much they liked it and they hadn't heard of it before and they were thrilled.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, look on the comments underneath. You'll see it.
Okay. K4KQ.
That was Tony, Kilo Foxtrot 4, Kilo Foxtrot Quebec, and he's in Smyrna. Who else is south or west? Hello, Larry. I trust you had a good Christmas.
Oh, yeah, man, we had a good one. Waiting on New Year's. We'll let you get on with it. KE4, that's why.
Very good. That's Larry in Rockville, Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor. Who else is west or south? Okay. Is there anybody, any place, anywhere? Please come down.
KE4, DEZ.
Hello, Earl. What's going on?
Oh, not much. Just trying to keep time with the washer dryer, maintaining the machine operation skills. What's going on with you?
Not much. Funny you mentioned that. I just remembered I got clothes in the washer that need to be moved over the dryer.
Okay. So I got clothes in the dryer and they checked and clothes piled up and need to be folded. I still yet got to find that there, what do they call that nowadays? They, I guess, artificial intelligence, automated fold, clothes folding.
They got a clothes folder, do they?
Well, I guess you haven't found one yet either, have you?
No. I've been folding my own clothes for the most part since I was in. They taught us in the Navy we had to wash our own clothes.
Yeah, me too. Well, at least I'm not the only one still looking. But anyway, just thought I'd chime in before, you know, all them lollygaggers and sandbaggers and all them other individuals that I fit into through there, being pacing the floor. Hope everyone have a good day. We'll catch you later, Paul. KE4 or DEZ.
Yep, good to hear from you, Earl. Earl is in Noreen, just east of the Cedars 11 and Forest and the park. That's Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Anybody else, any place, anywhere, please come down.
Okay, I'm 4HQ.
Oh, Stan, everything well with you mid-week between Christmas and New Year's?
Georgia, I wasn't sure if tonight was QRP, not or not, but I'm running QRP.
QRP now?
Georgia.
Well, you're doing 10 over. How you managing that?
I don't know. Maybe good conditions.
Yeah, very good conditions because you're not using a beam over there in 2 meters, are you?
No, I just have the X510.
Well, the X510 is a good example of why it works well. And I'm with the 700, so it's a good pair, actually. Because that 510, really, for the money, is the best lower priced than the 700.
Yeah, it's a good example.
Yeah, very good. Anything else for the net there, Stan?
No, that's all, Paul. Back in that. Okay, I'm 4HQ.
Very good. There's Stan, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel, Quebec Echo. And he's in just a little bit north of downtown Lebanon. Is anybody else out there east in Lebanon?
KI4ZDG.
KI4ZDG. You're not in Lebanon, but this will do. How you doing?
We're halfway there. Sometimes we got Lebanon phone numbers out here.
You are fairly far east, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Anything good going over there? You got a good signal as always?
No, just recovering from Christmas.
Recovering from what? I'm sorry, recovering from what?
Christmas.
Oh, my recovery was easy. My wife has been working every day, including Christmas, like 10 hours a day. No, yeah, 10 hours a day. So we celebrate Christmas after Christmas since the post office doesn't accommodate it.
I will hope she's recovering as well.
Well, yeah, working 10-hour days from 5:30 at night until 2 in the morning it's a crappy shift.
Yeah. Well, you think she'd have some seniority by now?
Well, she does, and unfortunately, that's what's weird is they don't go by seniority in the whole plant. They go by seniority in your area. And she moved over to an area where there was still a half a dozen people with more seniority than her. And she's been there for almost 30 years.
Oh, wow.
So she still will never get to the top of that barrel, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just one of those deals that's one of the things I know that we used to do it in a non-union operation. We just simply took turns on who got the days off, because that was the only fair way to do it, because There's going to be people who for 20, 30 years are never going to get the vacation they want. They're never going to get the Christmases off. You know what I'm saying? You have to do it fairly, and that's not fair on seniority.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Anyway, it's just one view. I also worked for union shops where they were pretty good. I enjoyed those as well. So I'm not particularly. Let me say one thing for any of you people out there that are in unions. When a union works well, everything goes a lot smoother.
I didn't copy the last few words of that.
Oh, I said when a union is doing their job and working well, everything goes really smooth because they're doing their job properly. Because then management does their job properly.
Oh yeah, it can. But I don't know. I'm part of a union, but I've got my feelings as well on them.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. I'd rather work for a merit shop myself. That would be my preference, because when I worked for a union shop way back in the Middle Ages, it was one of the problems. No matter how hard you worked, if you work too hard, they actually say, "Hey, take it easy, man. You're making other people look bad." And if you couldn't do certain things because no, that union rules don't permit that. Really? Okay, I'll live with that. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't like that part, but yeah, we don't really have that issue with our guys, but yeah.
Anyway, no, it's all good though. I mean, it's just if you enjoy working, it doesn't matter. You know, just oftentimes, from what I've seen in some of my experiences, that they can go into like it's kind of constantly everybody's in a grievance of some kind, and that gets a little old. Anyway, anything else good for the week? For the wonderful Christmas and New Year's week? How are you doing?
I got nothing else for you. Have a good evening.
All right, Kevin. That was Kevin. He's in what's seemingly called Gladeville, and that's Gladeville / Mount Juliet / I guess 11. Kilo India 4 Zulu Delta Golf. Who else is any place anywhere?
KG4MIZ.
Well, I was waiting for you, man. How you doing, Kevin?
Oh, doing fairly well, Paul. Can't complain. Just doing my thing over here. I realized the net was on, and I looked at the time, and I thought, well, damn, I must have missed it. And I turned it over to the frequency, and there you were.
Yeah, very good. How's it going for you and the family?
Oh, everything's well. Everything went well this past the holiday, and we're looking forward to New Year's and such. And do the same old stuff. We can sit around the house and watch it go by. I guess we don't go anywhere. Don't go to any bars or anything. So we just probably watch the ball drop on the TV and go to bed shortly after.
Yeah, my father used to say, somebody'd ask him where he went on vacation, and he used a term. I don't know if people know around here are familiar with the term. He called it veranda beach. And if they didn't know what it was, they'd go, "Oh, that's nice." And said the veranda is actually a sofa.
There you go. So, did you have yourself a good holiday?
Well, aside from the fact that my wife worked all through the holidays, due to the working at the plant, 5 days. Well, it's 5 days a week. She's not mandatory for 7 days a week, but her days off were Friday, from Thursday morning through Saturday night. That's her Saturday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday, which isn't normal, but so she actually had to work, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Oh, well, doggone. Sounded like she was a pretty busy lady there, that's for sure. Well, hell, I hope you got everything you wish for on your gift list and such. And well, I'll let you go and let you get on with the net there, Paul. I don't want to tie you up.
Yeah, very good. That's why I have her work all that overtime, man, because I need more radios.
There you go. Hey, maybe if I get Lisa start cracking the whip a little bit, maybe I can get her to do me that way.
Listen, I've known you a little while, and I kind of know Lisa from I met her, and I'm pretty sure she might be the one that cracks the whip.
Yeah. Well, you know me then, and you know her because she shows me. You tell me what to do, and I usually listen. So, did I say that out loud?
No, it's true though. I mean, it's really funny that a husband, a relationship like that where, there's oftentimes at least 50% of the time the wife is right. It's at least, it might be 80.
Yeah, I'm not going to go that far. I'll say at least 25. Because there's some things that they just don't know about.
Oh, my gosh! Don't bring that up, okay, Kevin?
Before we get ourselves in any more deeper, I'm a sign right quick. KG4MIZ.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about, to tell you the truth. Anyway, that was Kevin. He's in Lebanon over by Cumberland University. That was Kilo Golf 4, Mike, India, Zulu. Who else is any place, anywhere? Okay, then we're looking for lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, scanner listeners, SDR donglers, flat earthers, preppers. I think I named most of them. Even the Kerchunkers are good too. Please come now.
K1 SPD and W4 SPD.
I was wondering if that would drag you out, Scott.
I was keying up. I was getting bad feedback from my headset.
Okay. K1 SPD. And it's whiskey. He's whiskey 4 SU. Is it whiskey 4 SPD?
Yes, he is.
Okay, very good. I didn't know. I thought I remembered, but I wasn't sure. How goes it with you with the holidays with your son?
Oh, wonderful. We've had a real nice visit so far. No knockdown, drag outs, nothing like that.
Well, I've told this story before, maybe not recently, but with my second wife, who I was married to for almost 27 years, she had, I'll just say that her family was problematic at times, and they always seemed to be a problem, you know. And so I'd get in the car to go over to her sister's or her dad's to go have a Christmas dinner or go to a birthday, and I'd get in the car and I'd look over at her and I'd look at my watch and I say the fight starts around 1:15.
Yeah, it happens. Question: we're doing 220 tonight?
Yes, we will be there right after the 28415.
Okay, I'm gonna try to. I don't know which way that antenna's pointing. I can't figure that one out yet. Oh no, it's pointing that way. I don't know the directional of it, but we'll work on that when we get there. K1 SPD.
All right, Scott, very good. Hello to your son. That was K1 Kilo 1 SPD and yeah, it's Whiskey 4 SPD. I had that right, don't I?
100%.
Yeah, for some reason it didn't sound right when I said Kilo 1. Anyway, it was Kilo 1 SPD and Whiskey 4 SPD, and that's Scott and Scott Jr. That's father and son, and they're in Laverne. Who else? Any place, anywhere? All right, then we'll move on. If I don't hear something in the next 1 second. Nothing heard. I'm going to write right over to 28.415. We'll see you there. K4P. Very good. Here we are on 28.415. This is K4PEW. Net control here from Mount Juliet. Who is coming from wherever we were coming from? East first. Please come now.
KM4YRF.
KM4YRF. That'd be Michael here in Mount Juliet. Who else is east? Do you hear anything, Michael?
Not a thing.
Sometimes you hear those guys over there better than I do. Anybody else east? Please come now. I'm talking louder. Who was that last one that called in? Say that again, please. Oh, that was really low. Kilo India 4 Zulu Delta Golf. I don't know why that's so low. Could you hear that, Michael?
Oh yeah, I heard you fine, but I think there was someone else in there too.
Very good. That was Kevin in Mount Juliet / Lakeville. Who was there? Somebody else in there? All right, I heard KM4 HQE. That would be Stan. Very low tonight on that signal quality, signal strength over here. Stan KM4 HQE in Lebanon. Who else is east? Yeah, we do have some trouble tonight getting to me. Anyway, you copying all those stations big time there, Michael?
I had a little issue with Stan, but everybody else I've heard all right.
Okay, this was a little weak to me. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I need to polish my 10-meter antenna. Very good. I got you in there, Kevin. That's Kilo Golf 4 Mike India Zulu. Who else is east? I hear a lot in there, but none of it makes any sense. Just sounds like background noise. All right, up to the north. Very good. We got west in there, just north of Possum Town. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India. Anybody else north?
KD8RRO.
Hey, what are you doing in here, RRO?
Just hanging out there. How are you guys? Good to hear you. I was listening in whatever to the 2-meter net. Just had one in the other room there to get on the radio.
Ah, very good. Haven't heard from you in a long time. Are you doing okay? And the family okay?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing pretty good there. Doing pretty decent there. Just got this radio not long ago, and now we're going to try to get us a bigger, nicer HF radio.
Okay. I think I must have your call down wrong. I know who you are. I looked up the call and I wrote it down wrong. What is the call again?
Kilo Delta Romeo Oscar.
Ah, there you go. That's why I got it wrong. I had written down the wrong thing. It makes sense now that I see it. Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there. Hope you've been keeping busy.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Been staying busy. Christmas is now come and gone, and now we're looking forward to the new year, and hopefully everything works out for us, and goes from there. Right?
Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Kirby. That was Kirby, Kilo Delta 8 Romeo Oscar. It's QRZ says he's been in Lebanon, but that's a lie. He lives in Lagardo. Who else is north? North or west? All right, very good. We got Greg in there, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo in Antioch. Who else is west?
KG4 ILV.
Very good. Got Jack in there, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. Is there anybody else west or north? Anybody hearing anything I can't hear?
No, but I've got F5
Okay, yeah, it's not bad here. It's just that, and you're pretty good to me. It's just that I was having real trouble with East Wilson County. Who else is west or south? Who's that again? I did hear somebody in there. Oh, there we go. Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. Good to have you in there, Scott. Heard you better than I heard the East Wilson stations, though. Wasn't paying as much attention as I should. So I'm going to check in Scott Jr. as well. Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's Whiskey 4 Sierra Papa Delta. Scott from Georgia visiting him. It comes up here to rehab civilization. Anybody else, north, south, east, or west, please come now. Last chance before we move over to close this net and move over to 223.415.
I haven't heard Jack.
Yeah, I heard Jack. Where you been?
Wasn't asleep. I can check in again.
Well, you can do a recheck.
KG4 ILV. Chicken Donaldson. I guess I get paid twice now.
Well, you could be Donald and Jackson. All right, we had 10. We entered 11.1 because the 0.1 is Donald and Jackson. We had 11 on 28.415 and 20 on 2 meters, which is pretty decent actually for recent times. We had 29 on Wednesday, or whatever night that was, Saturday, which was a shock to me. All right, we're moving over to 223.415 unless I hear a complaint. Very good. We'll see you there if you. Yes, smoke the finals if you got them. K4 PEW, closing on that. We're closing this out. You don't want to hear the 220 net. K4 PEW. Have a good one. See you guys. K4 PEW. Here on 223.415. Besides me, who's that?
K4 TV. KG4 ILV. KD4 VUW.
Well, that would be the usual suspects. We're going to have to do it alphabetically in the future so I can keep up with it easy.
We could do like call Johnson like A to J.
Yeah. No, I think we want to go to tactical call signs.
Secret call signs if you don't care.
For what?
How about secret if you just
Yeah, that's right.